There are a number of roles within the film industry, all of which begin at production assistant level. The tasks they undertake require an in-depth understanding of how other specialist departments in a production work. Most of the time, these tasks are varied and unpredictable, but this gives the people in them the experience they need to progress into a career. Although the production assistant is an entry-level job, there are a number of barriers preventing people getting that first foot through the door. Our Live Projects group has been working with the Screen Industries Growth Network to understand and overcome some of these barriers. Together, we developed a number of themes that aim to tackle prevailing issues with accessibility, diversity and inclusivity. Production assistant roles are usually clustered centrally in major cities and are inaccessible to job seekers living in the outskirts or unable to undertake unpaid internships. Our clients have been looking to grow their network across the Yorkshire and Humber region, and this is to give distant communities an opportunity to connect with their training programmes. Science, Skills and Training Services are based just south of the Yorkshire Dales and Yorkshire Moors. They operate from university grounds in York City Centre. Our proposals for a series of mobile live rooms build on their current business incentives, which are aiming to give minority groups in decentralised neighbourhoods an opportunity to succeed in a production role. And this really sets the scene for our group's agenda. Our studio's position in this project responds to the socio-technical needs of a modern civilization living in an era that's becoming more dependent on software and equipment. And it was important for us to advocate user adaptation and sustainability. This ethos evolved into methods that were very much inspired by engaging and creative material in the production industry. Using this material, we started to imagine what it might feel like to be in a hybrid space. Our proposals use a combination of physical and digital design to create thresholds between outer city contexts and inner city production knowledge. Combined with the latest technology, the mobile live rooms act as a rehearsal space for hybrid communications between the public and those involved in the production industry. Our initial tests explored technologies we could use to make these interactions more live and experiential. Our investigation into this began by testing hybrid working styles as a group. A combination of digital and physical methods were explored to see how collaboratively and creatively we were able to work together. The software we tested outlined issues with device efficiency, as well as accessibility to the equipment needed to make experiences live. Part of our challenge was understanding how these experiences can be accessed by all user groups. The Live Room's mobility strategy includes some of the latest innovative technologies, and we've been working closely with the Sign's sister company, XR Stories, who are currently testing and developing VR and AR technologies to make hybrid experiences more live. We found that each piece of equipment had its strengths and weaknesses. Collectively, we developed a critical analysis of each one to understand how users can get the best experience from them depending on the function it performed. Our strategy for this outlines 3 scales of digital interaction to support learners on different devices. Each device connects to the same central hub, so users can access it from any location.
The design of each live room facilitates a distinctive activity that is difficult to access in person or difficult to deliver online. The journey that we have curated begins with public access from a rural village. The pop-up reaches out to these communities by giving them access to high-tech equipment training alongside amenities for food and drink. The hybrid combination of digital and physical provides the opportunity to create a new online community, teaching students how to use the latest technologies in the industry. By locating the pop-up close to the places of residence of Sign's target audiences, users can experience new interactions with trainers in both digital and physical contexts using the equipment provided. At the same time, students can assist with management duties, which goes towards the production assistant experience they need. Students who are less inclined or less able to interact physically are given an opportunity to explore the digital platform in their own time. Using their phones, they can scan the new promotional material before transitioning into the main hub. On this interface, they can access information on the latest training courses, as well as interact with the wider student cohort. The network employs a game concept that uses interactive training as a tool to engage users with the various tasks undertaken in a production. The difficulty with online training for practical experience is that it struggles to capture the physical interactions you get when performing tasks on a set, and these are fundamental to a student's understanding of how other specialists operate. The image on the right was taken from one of Sign's recent online training sessions. Our group has been working closely with Sign's different departments and a number of their training partners to help us rethink how we might deliver physical experience in a digital space. Without access to a physical production set, we constructed a virtual production world to help us understand the dynamics and relationships of each space. This defined our architectural approach to digital space. We believed in steering away from recreating the experiences that exist in reality, when digitally they could be much more creative and engaging. The second scale of digital interaction encourages users to complete production assistant tasks as part of their online training. The transition from this space into the physical space gives users direct access to physical sets from their home. The second live room combines the two digital and physical experiences to try and create a more wholesome experience of the role that exists in reality. The set can be constructed in a public space to further encourage community participation. At the same time, it can be managed and assembled by students looking to curate their own narratives and gain experience. The digital hub network means users can locate other specialists to form a crew for a production. With the addition of virtual screen technology, screens can be manipulated by crew members in real time. The live streaming technology also opens up opportunities for productions to be broadcast and perhaps more interactive with home audiences.
Historically, a number of plays were performed out of wagons in York. These date back to the 1400s. Originally, these wagons would be pulled by horse before being transformed into a set. Each live room uses a self-assembly and construction framework. The flat pack method means each unit can be effectively reused and transported. Each of them can be stacked and pulled by vehicle, which makes them capable of hosting larger events. With combined mobility, these events can then start to take place across different cities in the Yorkshire and Humber region. At film festivals, students and trainers can combine the different modules to showcase their work in the presence of established producers and employers. Expansion of the live rooms across the region means Sign can support their existing education partners by offering them a space to deliver their training. As part of a strategy that universities are adopting, we've looked at how the units can occupy empty plots along main pedestrian thoroughfares. With the support of local councils, the hubs can be situated in prime locations to give the public an experience of activities taking place behind the scenes. Many activities in a production take place in enclosed or private spaces. To make these activities more public, we have applied our research on creative and collaborative working methods to develop a space that could be more stimulating. In a writer's room, teams work together to gather inspiration for screenwriting. The booth is a practical solution to a space for collaborative discussions. Its location in Leeds Millennium Square means both public and nearby partner trainers can use it for virtual meetings. The AR technology provided gives users access to more experiential digital discussions between people in the booth and people in the industry. The use of technology gives these hybrid discussions an element of privacy. Therefore, trainers can use them for more in-depth conversations and mentoring schemes. At the same time, space has been provided to encourage a display of creative and collaborative activities such as storyboarding and screenwriting, and these can be projected onto the membrane fittings, stretching vertically and making the unit lighter for transportation. Its mobility means that it can be placed in any setting the user wishes to take inspiration from. The setting can be accessed live from the central hub. The use of VR technology in this scenario can be used to give online users a more stimulating experience of screenwriting. The live streaming technology gives students and job seekers access to the facilities in hard-to-reach locations. With inclusive access to the central digital hub, users are able to track their locations before visiting the live rooms either virtually or physically. And if production could be upskilled, It means that better connections could be drawn between the industry across the different regions, helping SIGN to grow their network.